Hello and welcome to Epic Blocks. Once again, you can see we are in the world where I've built the majority of my fully automatic farms, most notably the gold farm here, of course. And today we're going to review one of my favorite things to farm. It is the sweetberry. But before we get into the farm itself, we're going to talk a little bit about why I like the sweetberry so much. And first of all, it is because it can be used to stop mobs. Now, it doesn't work with every mob, but as you can see, this zombie and this creeper, it's Jim. Don't want him to explode. And Bob. So I do have sweet berries underneath each of these carpets, and they won't cross over it. Now, if I had more mobs in here, they could potentially push each other, and of course if I stay close enough, the creeper will explode. But if you have enough sweet berries, you could put a perimeter around your home or your base, and it will keep a lot of hostile mobs out. Now keep in mind, spiders will cross over it or walk through it, even taking damage if they go through. And of course slimes are too dumb to notice it, and so they'll just keep right on going. And skeletons can shoot. So if you're within a range like where I am now, the skeletons would still be able to hit you. But we'll do more on that later. I also wanted to mention one of the other reasons why I love the sweetberry is because if you have a butcher at master level trading, 10 sweetberries, which is not a lot, will get you an emerald. And if you happen to have a zombified villager who's been cured, who is a butcher, you can get it all the way down to, I think it's 1 sweetberry for 1 emerald. And that is, I think, one of the greatest trade rates that you can get in the entire game. Anyway, let me go ahead and run over here. Alright, now I like to put my sweetberries above the standard ground level, then we can just jump right on over. And you can see we can push ourselves up against the carpets and we don't get hurt. Also means that we can collect the sweetberries relatively easily. And so just right click and walk around the edge. Oops, didn't mean to plant that. Find another. There we go. Lost a couple there, that's right. And some on the inside, click those up the same way. So in this relatively small, I want to call it a patch, but it's more of a perimeter of sweetberries, has given us basically a stack of sweetberries. And we're growing already. And I do have some spawn eggs here to demonstrate a few things. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put myself into creative mode. That way we don't have any creepers exploding on me. The one over there came close. A couple of zombies. And do a couple of skeletons. Back off a bit. And let's go back into game mode. Survival. Alright. So now, of course, the skeletons are going to shoot at me. Occasionally hit each other. So this is the kind of thing where you might need some walls nearby. Protect yourself from the skeletons. Oops, that wasn't smart. Man, my timing's bad. I know I've got some steak here. I'll grab that real quick. Anyway, so here we're keeping all of these. Did they kill the skeletons? I think they did. Yeah, so they're keeping all of these zombies and creepers inside the perimeter. Skeletons stay there as well. Of course, they cause a little bit of an issue if they're shooting at you. But they can't follow you around. Now keep in mind, of course, there are some mobs that can cross through there, like spiders and slimes, but a lot of our standard overworld hostile mobs will not cross. And so we got a stack of sweetberries from this perimeter, and you can see, I'd say about half of them have grown back already. Don't want to get close and have anybody blow anything up. I'll go ahead and drop these off here again. So and these. And let's head over and work on the build. Alright, so for our sweetberry farm, fully automatic, this will work in a spawn chunk if you have a bee, or I'm just going to have 1 bee here, but you could do 2 or 3 as well to speed things up. But we'll need a hopper and a double chest, 2 levers, 2 powered rails, and 7 regular rails. You could of course switch these all out for powered rails, or a few more powered rails and a few less regular rails. We're going to do 2 solid blocks, 1 minecart with hopper, 10 dirt. We're going to start off with our 9 sweetberries that we're going to plant. And we'll need about 70 glass blocks. The most of those can be turned into any solid block. I've got a few extras here, plus a few more down here just in case. I'm going to use 9 trapdoors. For the bee, we'll need a beehive or bee nest, 1 poppy, and then we'll need a fox and a bee. And of course you might want a boat and a couple of leads as well as a poppy to maneuver the bee and fox to wherever we want them. Grab these. And we'll probably want a couple of torches to light this up. Probably get away with one, but I'm going to go with 2. And I'll leave these here. I'll grab the other poppy just in case. These are just surplus building materials in case I run low. I think I'll be alright though. So, yeah, I got 20 dirt, so it's 10 for the build and 10 for temporary blocks. And to start off, we're going to dig a 1-block hole. And let's put the hopper pointing this way. And then I'm going to dig another hole on the 6th block over. And on the 6th block over in the other direction. Okay, this puts our hopper in the middle. Technically it can be in any spot along this path. Dig out these 2 blocks here in front of the hopper, and I'm going to put our chest in. And we're going to start putting our rails in. Sorry, I think I miscounted somewhere. Yeah, there we go, that's what I want. Sorry, I did go out one too far. And we're going to power that rail. And that one. Okay, so dug out the one in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one over on each side. I am going to go ahead and fill in these extra spots real quick. There we go. And we're going to use our solid blocks and put them on top of the levers. You could dig these holes or one over here so you still have access to the lever, but really not much reason to ever turn this off. And then over here, I'm going to put a temporary block and then a line of dirt. There we go. And then we're going to want one more piece of dirt on top of the temporary block. And we can plant a poppy there. And let's grab our trapdoors and we're going to put them above this row of dirt. Jump up here real quick and place the last one there. And we're going to want some glass. Gotta step back a little bit. There we go. Jump up on this one. Now I can put this block here. And that one there. Okay. Fill in these lines. And on this side of the flower, and we're going to go up one more all the way around. And if you do have the bees, not technically required, only if you want, well, they'll increase the speed of the berry production, and if you do want this to run in your spawn chunk when you run away, we'll need the bees in here, at least one. Alright, and there we go. A couple more glass blocks there. And I'm going to grab this temporary block over here from the beginning. No reason to leave it there, but of course you could if you wanted. Now, the next thing is we want to, oh, I forgot, we want to plant our sweet berries. And if I crouch, I should be able to just place them against the trap doors. And we also want to put some glass around the sweet berries. So once again, I'm going to crouch. And let's go along the back as well. And one there. So that will make it so that when the sweet berries are harvested by the fox, they won't fall off to the side. Come back to the hopper with minecart. Nothing to collect yet, and it's just going to make noise. So let's see. Next, I think we want to get our fox in place. And of course, we're going to need a boat and a couple of leads. This will also serve the purpose. So the fox is almost certainly going to put a lead in his mouth. Let's go ahead and place the boat. Perfect, and he goes right on in. Come on, I want you to eat the lead. There we go, now he's got it in his mouth. Okay, perfect. And let's build our walkway up. That should do. All right. Now, unfortunately, there is no way to harvest sweet berries without either a fox or the player. There we go, he fell right on in. I was hoping he would. All right. And the sweet berries are growing now, and the fox, grab the extra lead because we can. Nope, too far away. And I don't really want to jump in there. So let's go ahead and place the minecart with hopper. Just going to stick it on this side. Every time it hits one end, it'll run to the other, and it'll put any sweet berries collected into our collection system. All right, now the next part, I'm going to go ahead and put a temporary block on the edge. Grab the rest of our glass blocks. I'm going to start covering this over. Put another temporary block over here. Go this way. I'm going to leave one block opening, and we're going to try and squeeze our bee in there. I'm going to kind of cheat it in as if I just used the spawn egg in creative. If you're, I actually don't want to do that. I'm going to show you how to actually do this. So I'm going to use my pickaxe with silk touch to collect these back up again. This is where it gets kind of tricky. So let's put a block there. And which way is this opening? Perfect. Okay, so that's going to keep the fox over that way. Which way is this opening? That'll work there. Okay. Another glass block there. So grab my poppy and a bee. There's a couple of things you could do here. I think what I'm going to do, go ahead and plant a poppy there and place the bee. He should come looking for this flower. Once he's finished working, I'm going to collect the flower. Hopefully he goes into this home here. Oh, and he already did. Perfect. Okay, that being the case, grab that lead while I'm here because I can. Close that door before the fox comes over and fill this in. Okay, now we don't need this temporary block here anymore. Or this one over here. But this is the farm completely up and running. That is the farm completely up and running. Bee's having a little bit of trouble getting over to the flower. He wants to stay low. You might want to put the flower up one higher, so you can put a solid block where the dirt where the flower is and the flower on top. That might get the bee staying up higher, probably a little more efficient. He'd still be within range to fertilize all of the sweet berries as he flies over at that higher level. So I think that's what I would do next time. Right now it'd be kind of awkward, but it'd be doable. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Build our staircase. Have to wait for the bee to leave. Come on, finish working. There. Glad the fox was over on the other side. Alright, so one more dirt block, but still well within the number I had available. That should make this a bit more efficient. Anyway, that is the farm completely up and running. Again, you could add a couple more bees. You could, of course, make this whole thing longer if you want. I just figured 9 sweetberry bushes would be a good size. The bee doesn't have too much trouble finding the flower and getting back. You could also make this a double wide. So I'd probably go this way since the chest is there. And you'd want to loop your track around this way. You can make it triple wide, come back this way. Need a few more powered rails and obviously a lot more regular rails to get that working properly. But then, I mean, you're just putting out a floor of dirt, sweet berries across the top, trapdoors above them, and then surround it with glass. We do need glass on the top to make sure that the fox doesn't go to sleep during the day. If he's got shelter above them, I believe he goes to sleep, and that would obviously decrease the effectiveness of our farm significantly. You could add more bee nests and more bees if you're making this double, triple wide or more. So you can make this as big as you want, though it's not really the type of farm that you want to add more onto after you've built it, so you kind of want to have an idea beforehand how big you want it to be. Make sure you've gathered all the appropriate materials and set it all up. But again, this is the farm, completely up and running, functioning in our spawn chunk even. here comes the bee again. Let me just jump to when he's done working real quick. Alright, now hopefully he should cause some... There it went, some berries grew. Got a couple of them. I don't have the particles turned on, so I mean, technically you could say that was just the timing, but very unlikely those 2 bushes would have just grown berries at the exact moment he flew over, unless they were fertilized. Anyway, thank you again for watching. That is a farm up and running, working in spawn chunks, and this is Epic Blocks.